welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what peptides and supplements that I like to take to get me through the holiday meals. With Thanksgiving coming up, and that's just the beginning for all the holiday festivities, I'm going to share with you guys some of my tricks that I like to do to get me through the holiday meals. That way I can still enjoy them, still enjoy being with my loved ones, but not feel so uncomfortable or guilty after allowing myself to enjoy and splurge on all of the yummy foods that typically are not on my regular diet plan, especially when I'm on a GLP-1. A lot of these foods are definitely not on the diet plan. So I'm going to share with you guys what I like to do. So let's get into this video. So the holiday season definitely brings on a whole challenge, especially if you're somebody like me who's always rotating GLP-1s into their peptide cycling, and holiday meals are meant for us to be able to enjoy. So this is what I like to do to help me be able to enjoy the day. Now, that being said, I am currently not on a GLP-1. This is always the time of year that I always make sure I cycle off of my GLP-1s during the holiday season. This is just what works better for me and for my lifestyle. So currently right now, I'm not on retatrutide. I finished retatrutide when this video comes out. It's been 4 weeks since I've been off of retatrutide, and I'm currently not taking any GLP-1s, and I am focusing on putting on more muscle mass. So the reason why I do this, I always do this during the holiday season. One, right now, I'm not going to be in any bikinis. I'm not going to be taking any photo shoots. I am right now focusing on putting muscle on because I did such a long lean out. Right now, I am focusing on truly bulking and trying to put more muscle mass on. So the reason why I do this is because during this time of year is because holiday seasons are coming up. I want to be able to enjoy eating with my family, getting together with friends, and not be so hard and restrictive on myself during this time period. Am I still going to be mindful about what I'm eating? Absolutely. Just because I am bulking right now does not mean that I'm going off the deep end. So I'm still eating very mindfully, very clean. I'm just eating more carbohydrates, more higher protein, still focusing on, not a ton of fat because I'm trying to put muscle on, and you don't want to eat a lot of fat when you're trying to put muscle on. So that is just where I'm at right now with my peptide cycling system and how I pair it with my fitness system. And this is why I'm sharing this with you guys, because this is my plan that I like to do for the holiday meals. So I will do this on Thanksgiving. I will do this same rotation on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Thanksgiving is coming up very soon, obviously. So I wanted to put this together so that way you guys can go back and review this video throughout the next couple weeks, throughout the holiday season. And with that being said, like this stack of supplements, a stack of peptides that I'm using, you can also use this supplement stack whenever you are planning on even having like a cheat meal. It doesn't have to be designed just for the holidays. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through how I'm going to basically start my day. So these are just tips that work for me. You might think they're a little too woo-woo and out there for you, but this is just how I like to start my day, especially on a holiday. So now I do not worry about weight training on these days. This is my day to have a rest day. I typically don't take a lot of rest days. I'm either resistance training or I am fasting for 20 hours is basically my routine on what I do on a weekly basis. I don't take a lot of off rest days. To me, and for my body, my rest days are my 20-hour fasting days. Once in a while, if I'm feeling stressed out, depending on where I'm at in my menstrual cycle, I might only fast for 16. But most of the time, if I am not resistance training, I am fasting for at least 16 to 20 hours. Now I'm doing that 3 days a week. And then I'm resistance training the other 4 days of the week. So, but on the holidays, that is my off day. Holidays are my rest days. So I'm going to rest I'm going to allow myself to eat. I'm going to allow myself to enjoy food. Now, I will be honest, this is something that has taken me many years to get comfortable with. There were definitely holidays, years prior to ever starting peptides. I would bring my own food to holiday events. And let me tell you what, when you have a Italian mother who does not like the fact that you're bringing your own food to holiday meals, and you're not eating the homemade raviolis, the homemade manicotti, the homemade eggplant parm, every chicken parm, every parm is there at our holiday get-togethers for Christmas. At Thanksgiving, it's the same. It's like usually our traditional Thanksgiving spread, which is, I wasn't as bad in the past with Thanksgiving food. I would definitely, obviously, I eat turkey, so I would definitely have turkey, and then I would bring my own, um, basically steamed vegetables. Was very strict many years ago, and then peptides and hormones came into my life, and I am a lot more comfortable. I'm also in a better relationship with myself to where now I can be around these foods and I can allow myself to eat them and enjoy them, but it's also how I set my mindset for the day. So, how I like to start my day, even though this is a rest day, I still will get up and I will still do, in the morning, I will do 30 to 60 minutes of cardio. This is just something that is a normal routine pattern for me. Like on my fasting days, I always get up and do my cardio first thing. I like to get it over, done with. It's out of the way. It's done in the morning. But especially on Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve, I'm definitely going to do at least 30 or 60 minutes of cardio in. This is going to help me so much. So I will either get on my recumbent bike, or I will actually just even go outside and just go for a light walk. Like, it doesn't have to be anything extreme. Now, if I'm on my recumbent bike, I'll be honest, I do basically go up to a higher resistance, and I will do that for about 30 minutes. If I'm going for a walk, I'm not going for a jog. I do not run. Running, I feel like it's terrible for you on concrete. It's terrible on your joints. I will go for a walk for at least 30 to 60 minutes with the dogs. So that's my routine. I'll always do some type of cardio in the morning. And then I always try to get 10 to 15 minutes in walking in between my meals. So if I have a breakfast, if I eat breakfast, I'll do like 10 to 15 minutes of walking, whether I'm walking on like my walking pad in the house, or if I'm, again, just walking outside of my neighborhood. It's a really great way that I like to kind of break it up. And I do this in between all the meals. So whether I eat breakfast, I have like a lunch. To be honest with you guys, I'm not really eating a lunch um on the holidays, especially Thanksgiving. I do a lot of the cooking in my family. So most of the time I am in the kitchen cooking until like it's time to go, and Hunter's yelling at me that we're going to be late and we need to leave to go to our family's homes. So yeah, we try to get as much walking in as possible. And then one of the big key things that I like to do is very important to me, and it's been a huge help in my health journey, is I always journal every morning. What works for me, and because of my relationships that I have with food, with my body, for me, on days that are like this, that I know I'm going to be around foods that are off my normal diet, and I'm very much in a more comfortable place being around foods, being able to eat foods like that. For a very long time, I was not comfortable with that. And so I always make this an effort to really make sure I journal. And this is something that, like, I talk about this so much in my women's group, is journaling your feelings, journaling your intentions. And this is where this might not be for everybody, so you can fast forward to the peptide part of this, but this makes a really big difference and makes it so much easier to be able to enjoy the foods. If you are somebody like me who struggles with this type of food noise and food relationships that I have. So I always like to set my intention for the day. And basically, I always will write about how I am grateful to be able to be around my family. I'm grateful to be able to, you know, I can afford to buy these foods and then cook these really nice dishes and be able to have a family I can come and be around. But I'm also going to enjoy being around this food and not feel guilty for being off my diet. Now, struggle with this anymore really, but this is something that I did for with years past. And when you're in the fitness industry and you are in the health industry, sometimes we struggle too with like wanting to indulge and not feel guilty about it. So no matter where you're at in your health journey, I definitely suggest trying this. And for me, it just helps to set the day for me to have a better relationship with the food. And by me doing this, I feel like I also am able to digest the food better. So it might be too woo-woo for you, but that's what I like to do. I do that in the morning. And then in the evening, I will do another journal log. This is my routine that I do every day anyway. And at the end of the day, I'm going to write a reflection on how my day went, how I felt eating the food, and process all the emotions that I have going on from being around the food, and also allowing myself to be proud of myself for having control, being around these foods and being able to eat these foods comfortably. So let's get into everybody's favorite parts of my videos, and that is talking about what peptides I'm going to be using. So these peptides that I'm going to be using are going to be designed for me, what I like to use. And it's funny because I actually added 2 peptides onto this right before filming this video after talking with one of my sisters. And it was a really good reminder for me that I needed 2 extra peptides in here. So the peptides that I'm going to be using to get me through the holidays are going to be BPC 157, which is a peptide that a lot of people highly know, and it is going to help with reducing inflammation in the body. So this is also going to help me with my gut health. So this is going to help me so much to really bring down the inflammation on stress, on the body from eating, foods that are off my diet. Because typically Thanksgiving's coming up, a lot of it's a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of butter. And in my family, we use a lot of butter in foods. So we're definitely going to be using BPC 157. I'm going to use this in the morning and the evening, and I'm going to be taking 250 micrograms of this sub-Q. You can, because I know people are going to ask, yes, you can also use the capsule form of BPC. Personally, I don't use the capsule forms. I just don't think they work as well. The capsule forms are going to basically just be able to work a little bit more on the gut lining, but I don't feel like the capsules do as well as bringing down the inflammation throughout the body. So for me, I don't buy them. I would rather just put my money towards sub-Q or intranasally or intranasal peptides. That's just me. But if you like the capsules, by all means, please take the capsules. The other peptide that I'm going to be using is SS31, and SS31 I talk about a lot on here, and it's going to be great for mitochondrial function, but it's going to help so much with oxidative stress, and that can be very beneficial to have that during the holiday season, just because that does tend to go up when you're planning and doing all the holiday things, but also the SS31 is going to help with eating the indulgence of meals. So it's going to help keep that inflammation down in the body. It's going to keep your mitochondria function. So that is why I like to take it. And I like to take that first thing in the morning fasted. So that means I'm going to take this before I eat any calories, before I drink any coffee. And I'm going to take 50 milligrams of this sub-Q. Take it the next day as well, just to help with any oxidative stress, to help with my mitochondria function, just to also help cleanse the body from eating more of the heavier foods. The other peptide I'm going to take is going to be oxytocin. And yes, oxytocin is the love peptide, but oxytocin is going to help a lot with stress. So I personally like to take oxytocin sometimes in social settings because it really just helps relax and calms my anxiety. But I'm going to be taking this intranasally. So basically, what I'll do is I will take about 1 to 2 nasal sprays. And my nasal spray, one nasal spray shot of my oxytocin is 100 micrograms. So I will probably do 200 micrograms intranasally each nostril right as I'm leaving the house. And then I will also bring this with me to my families. And then I will also take the peptide Selank, which is going to help with anxiety and stress as well. And I'm going to be taking about 200 micrograms intranasally of Selank as well too. And I'm going to take that right before I leave my house. I might actually even take that if I find myself starting to get stressed towards the end when it's like ready to go. Ladies, I know you get it when you're trying to cook the holiday meals, you're trying to get ready, you're trying to look cute because you know mom's gonna be taking a ton of pictures. It's the holidays. We dress up in my family. So trying to be cute, trying to be also a chef and get all your meals together, and trying to also make sure your significant other is put together and not wearing athletic wear, and also making sure all your animals are taken care of. Sometimes it gets a little hectic in my house. So I might even take my Selank prior to leaving, but most of the time I will take it right before I'm getting ready to leave. If I feel myself getting stressed out, like the anxiousness leading up to it, I might take in the morning, but the Selank's coming with me to all the places I'm stopping. And probably one of my sisters are probably going to take it from me. So hopefully not. But so that is why I like to add oxytocin and Selank into my mix. Now, that being said, I use oxytocin on a more regular basis. So if you are somebody you've never taken oxytocin, I do not suggest taking it on right before you're going to a holiday dinner, because oxytocin will also help you have bowel movements. In the beginning, I feel that for me, the more regular that I take oxytocin, I don't get the bowel movements, but I have definitely gotten intense bowel movements if I haven't taken it in a while or it's my first time taking it. Don't take the oxytocin if you are not already using that in your regular cycling system. Just my advice, don't try any of these peptides before any events, before any holiday get-togethers. Like these are peptides that I take on a regular basis. So for me, taking them is not going to shock my system. So definitely this is what I do and what works for me. Do what works for your body. So before I get into my supplement stack, the reason why this next slide is in here is that you're going to be seeing that I'm going to be taking a good bit of metformin and berberine. And I know I'm going to get questions on why am I taking both? Why do you not just take metformin? Why just not take berberine? And the thing is that I like to combine these together. And here's my reason why. So metformin is going to help with reducing liver glucose production, whereas berberine's not going to be able to do that. It's still going to help with insulin sensitivity. It's going to be able to improve your insulin levels, but it's not going to hit it the same way metformin's going to. So that's why I like to take both of these together. Metformin is great because it's also going to help with long-term blood sugar management and reducing the liver glucose production. But berberine is also going to add an extra layer of support to help with the insulin spikes, and it's going to be able to work a little bit quicker. So that's why I'm using both. Again, this is my stack. This is what I like to do. You don't have to follow me. This is just for me sharing this for entertainment purposes for you guys. So First thing in the morning, this is going to be what supplements I'm taking first thing in the morning. I do take other supplements along with this, but this is mainly helping. I'm sharing with you guys what is going to help me so much more so with digesting my foods and blood sugar regulation and digestive wise. I still take a lot of other supplements in the morning, but this is just sharing with you guys the parts that I'm using to help me with indulging on the holiday meals. So, first thing I'm always taking is my probiotics. Take my probiotics every morning. I like to take seed probiotics. That's just the brand that I like. I take those first thing in the morning. I take all of these, everything I take, I'm taking this fasted, no food, no coffee in my system yet, nothing. So, taking my probiotics, and then I'm taking Sloop. I'm going to take 250 micrograms of Sloop and or Regenishred, whichever one you guys want to use. Personally, I'm using Regenishred right now because it's a capsule rather than the liquid version that people use from amino asylums. The other supplement I am now going to take in the morning is I'm taking 500 milligrams of metformin, 200 milligrams of berberine, and I'm taking two of my fish oil capsules. I like the Wild Alaska omega-3 fish oils. It's wild caught. That's just the one that I like. Why fish oil and omega-3s are so important? Because it is going to help reduce inflammation and insulin sensitivity. Fish oil definitely will play a factor into that. A lot of people don't realize that. So then the reason why I'm also taking the Sloop, I realized I didn't tell you why I was taking Sloop Regenishred, is because it's going to enhance fat burning with a mitochondrial function without me having to actually exercise. Now, I'm always going to take this in the morning, though. I always take this every morning before I do cardio. So the fact that I'm also taking this and I'm getting a little bit of cardio in, that is just going to ensure that my mitochondria function is going and I'm going to be able to burn fat throughout the day. But even if I didn't exercise, it's still going to help me burn fat regardless of not exercising. Now I'm going on to what I'm taking 30 to 60 minutes before the meal. So this is what I'm going to take before like sitting down to eat my Thanksgiving or Christmas meal. And that is going to be digestive enzymes. I really like digestive gold enzymes. That's just the brand I'm using right now. I'm taking 2 of those capsules before I eat my first meal. I'm also going to take a gluten enzyme. So I like a brand called Gluten Ease, and I take 2 capsules of that before my meal. This is just going to help me be able to digest and break down the gluten that is going to be in the foods. And then I'm also going to take another 200 milligrams of berberine. I'm going to take another 500 milligrams of metformin. And then I'm also going to be taking 1,500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar. This is going to, again, help with digestion. Apple cider vinegar is so good for the digestive system. It helps me personally be able to digest and break down all the foods. And it's also going to help too with blood sugar response. So right after the meal, so what I like to do is I will have a little container. Hunter and I Hunter puts the supplement containers together. That's his job. Since I'm doing a lot of the cooking, we have our little supplement containers that we bring with us, and he puts everything together, and I will have the supplement container ready to go. Like I have it sitting at the table with me when I'm done eating. I have one that I take 30 minutes to 60 minutes before, and then we have a separate container that we both have on the table next to us. So that always gets a lot of nice, fun comments and laughs with our families. But what I'm taking immediately after the meal, I'm going to take another 200 milligrams of berberine, another 500 milligrams of metformin, 2 more capsules of gluten assist, because I haven't eaten dessert yet, because the dessert is usually after the meal. So I take this is what I'm taking immediately after I eat the dinner. I'm also going to take another 1,500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar. Then I'm also going to take 2 more digestive enzymes. So then we're going to go for a 10 to 15 minute walk outside after dinner before we eat dessert. That's just what my family likes to do. So this is just what works for me. But I'm telling you, you walk in between those meals, it's going to be a lot better for you. The reason why you want to walk in between is going to help the digestion break down. It's going to help you, one, be able to digest some of the food you just ate. Because here's the thing, is that even though I've been off of a GLP-1 for 4 weeks, I still cannot eat as much as I used to in one sitting. Just saying, it's been 4 weeks now, and I'm noticing my appetite is definitely coming back more. Plus, I'm training more, but I literally just said this yesterday to Hunter, like I still can't eat as much as I used to in one sitting. So for me, I have to get up and walk away. I have to take a break in between those meals. And if you're on a GLP-1 during the holiday, you're going to want to take a break too. Then let's get into what I'm taking before I go to sleep. So this is basically what I'm going to do right before bed. So this is basically after we've done the whole holiday thing. We have bounced from my family's house to Hunter's family's house, and now we're back home. And this is what I'm taking right before I go to bed. And honestly, to be honest with you guys, depending on what time we get back home, and we went for a walk after dinner, before dessert, we ate dessert. Sometimes Hunter and I will actually go for a walk even after we get home, after we've eaten dessert. One, just because we feel guilty because our German Shepherds have been inside all day and they need to be walked and they need to get their stimulation out as well. And I just have mom guilt and I want to walk them because I feel bad they've been home by themselves. And then also too, it really does help with, again, for me, digesting and breaking down the foods. These are the supplements that I'm going to be taking in my bedtime routine. I'm going to be taking 5 grams of L-glutamine. L-glutamine is going to help so much with gut lining and reducing the inflammation. Anytime I have a upset stomach, whether I'm eating a holiday meal or if I just have an upset stomach, I will put L-glutamine, 5 grams of it in water. I'll put it in with water, apple cider vinegar, and drink it. I will just honestly dry scoop it and put it in my mouth and chug water with it. It helps the gut so much. Like it's so good. I actually have gotten my dad to use L-glutamine now instead of Tums. But I'm also going to take along with that 5 grams of glycine. This is going to help with detoxing my liver and help with my sleep quality. So glycine is actually something that I take every night anyway, but I'm going to take a little bit more of it because it's going to help with detoxification and it's really going to be beneficial, especially with all the rich, heavy foods. That's going to make it a little bit better for me. And I'm also going to ensure that I'm going to get better sleep quality. I'm also going to take 2 grams of spirulina, which is going to help so much with detoxing, and it's also going to help with inflammation. This is also going to help you the next day. Make sure you're detoxifying everything out. So I really like it. If you are new to spirulina, I do highly recommend you don't try it during one of these holiday things. I definitely say try it slowly because some people can get headaches with it. When I first started using it, I definitely used way too much of it in the beginning and got an awful headache because it really does detoxify you, and it can detoxify you minerally. So that's why I say don't use this if you're new to it. This is something I use this on a regular basis, so it doesn't give me that heavy of that detox. So you definitely just don't want to use it for the first time when you've had a big heavy meal. So the other thing that I'm going to be taking, and this is a really, really great supplement that I really love, and I'm designer for health charcoal plus binder. So basically activated charcoal. And these supplements are my favorite version of charcoal to take. Um, Hunter used to give me a liquid form and it tasted awful. So I'm very happy that I found these capsules instead. So I'm going to take 2 of those capsules, and that is going to help with eliminating extra toxics out of the body overnight. So this is going to help me make a bowel movement and really make sure it cleans me out in the morning. So we want that after eating all this heavy food on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm also going to be taking a magnesium blend capsule. Now, my preferred magnesium blend capsule is from OptiURX, and this is one of my favorite magnesium blends. I used to make my own magnesium blend, and then I met a friend of mine who is the pharmacist that created this product, and I no longer have to make it because he makes this wonderful capsule, and I will take 6 of these capsules. Now, this magnesium blend does have magnesium citrate in it, so that is also going to ensure that I'm going to make a bowel movement. But this magnesium blend is something that I take on. I take this magnesium blend every day. Typically, I will take 4 capsules if I am having issues with a bowel movement, or if I'm eating a heavy meal, I will take up to 6. Definitely suggest, if you are looking for a good magnesium blend, this really is the best magnesium blend. This is what I have all of my clients take, and I have not had anybody ever complain about it. So go check out OptiU RX. They have a lot of great supplements. The other important supplement that I'm going to be taking, I am going to be injecting glutathione, but I'm going to be injecting this the next morning. You could inject it the night before, but I'm going to wait and inject this the next morning. This is going to be a very great detoxifier. It's going to help remove any sugars, any alcohols, any rich foods. I don't drink alcohol, but I know the holidays, some people do like to drink alcohol, and that's perfectly fine if that's for you. I don't drink alcohol, but if you are someone who is going to drink alcohol in the holidays, highly, highly cannot suggest enough to make sure you take glutathione the next day. So I'm going to be injecting 100 milligrams of this intramuscularly, and this just means instead of going into my abdomen fat and injecting at an angle like we do with peptides, I'm going straight on into my muscle. I like to inject this into my glutes. That's just where I like to inject intramuscularly, especially if I'm taking a higher amount. So that's what I'm going to do the next morning. So I know this all sounds like a lot, and if you're somebody who does not already have a really good supplement regimen going on, this can sound like a lot. If you are somebody who already has a really good supplement routine, it probably isn't going to sound that much to you. I know that it probably sounds like a lot that I'm taking a lot of the same things, but the reason why is that this is going to help me the most. Again, this is my plan for my body. It honestly helps so much because in the morning, I'm able to kickstart my metabolism. I'm able to prep and stabilize my blood sugar, and I'm keeping my blood sugar stable throughout the entire day. That way I can ensure myself that I am going to be able to restore my gut, keep my liver healthy, and hopefully wake up feeling a little bit more refreshed and not so sluggish next day. This is just what I have done the last several years, and it has really helped me be able to get through the holidays, to enjoy the foods that I want to enjoy, to help me be able to indulge and splurge, not feel guilty. And I also get to protect my gut along the way. So that way I don't feel like I went off the deep end. And with that being said, I will say this too, is that I noticed that When I do this stack, anytime I'm having a cheat meal, I notice the next day, like, I don't crave those foods, the sugar, the processed foods, the heavy carbohydrated foods the next day. As in, when I don't do the stack, when I have a cheat meal, I notice the next day I will crave more of those foods. And it's because I didn't keep my blood sugar stable. So there is, to me, I feel like it makes a difference for recovering from eating off diet because I'm keeping my blood sugar stable, where the next day I don't crave the sugars as much. So that's just me. That's what I've noticed with my body. Yours might be different, and that's okay. But I cannot thank you guys enough for watching this video. I hope this is helpful for you to get through the holiday seasons. And, the holiday time is okay to let us indulge. It's okay to splurge and to be around, it's a time of celebration, be around your family. You know, 1 or 2, even 3 days, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to kick you off over into the deep end. Allow yourself to enjoy and to have a day off and relax and be kind to your body, because you have the whole rest of the year to get back on track. And if you don't take time to have a break and indulge sometimes, that's actually more damaging to the body. So allow yourself to have a break. The gym will be there, the cardio will be there, your GLP-1s will still be there. So don't be scared of indulging over the holiday season. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you are interested in wanting to work with me more one-on-one, I definitely highly suggest going and checking out my private women's group, the Feminine Flow Collective. If you're interested in joining my private women's group, the link is in the description bar below. You'll also find on there my Linktree account, where you can find where I get all of my peptides from, where I get some of these supplements from. So don't forget to go and check that out. And as always, I cannot thank you guys enough. I hope you guys have amazing holidays. Enjoy indulging and letting yourself splurge a little bit. That being said, I will talk with you guys soon.